What's up, crew? It's been a while. My last video talked about it being cold, and now it's getting warmer outside, finally. So there's that. You know, I'm just a much happier guy when the sun's shining and when I've got a nice tan, which this is from Mexico. The tan I'm holding on to, at least. It's not really much of a tan, but it's getting there. So anyhow, this video, I wanted to share 5 movements that if I were to have only dumbbells for the rest of my existence, the only 5 movements that I would do for the rest of my life to build a strong, functional, athletic looking physique. But yeah, so my style of training is very much dumbbell and kettlebell focused as it is. Like, I get to the gym 1 day per week, sometimes twice, but I just really prefer to use dumbbells because that's the most transferable way of training you can do. Because when you're carrying your kids, it's like carrying some dumbbells or kettlebells at your side, you know? So I rarely use machines. If I do, it's special. It's always special. But anyhow, there's 5 movements that I would do, and I do most of these same 5 movements every single week. It's very rare that I go a week without doing at least one of these movements. So stay tuned and I'll show you what they are. So if you've not seen my home gym, which I'm sure most of you have by now, this is what I've got going on. I've got some adjustable dumbbells over here that go to 100 pounds from Smart Fit. I've got my one kettlebell that I use every single Tuesday, a 24 kilo, which honestly, I've got to get a heavier kettlebell because that's 52 pounds ish. And so that's by now pretty light. And I've got just 2 more pairs of dumbbells right there, 40s and 10-pound weights, but I never use those. So if you were to invest in dumbbells, I highly recommend getting adjustable dumbbells for sure. Space saving, time saving, everything. So those are from Smart Fit. Definitely recommend that brand for sure. They're the most like the modern day Bowflex in a way, you know? So anyhow, the first movement that I would do for the rest of my life would be a heavy goblet squat. All right, so I usually rack these up pretty heavily, but the reason why a goblet squat is because it's the granddaddy of exercises, right? Legs, core, quad dominant, glute dominant at the bottom there, but you know, squats really just are a full body, you know, strength based foundational movement. So I don't go a week without doing some kind of squat, whether it's this goblet squat, Bulgarian squat, split squat, front squat with the barbell. You gotta do your squats. If you want a thick old dumpy, do your squats. All right, so when I do these, I always do a 3 to 4 second tempo. Always do a slow tempo on the way down. Keep my elbows between my knees at all times. All right, so I'll count down 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get a deep squat, shoot back up. All right. So I'll usually do 8 to 12 reps, building up weight on each set. All right, so do your goblet squats if you only have dumbbells, because they are the #1 movement, in my opinion, that you should be doing at all times. If not that, then a Bulgarian split squat is a close second. So that was lower body. Now we'll go upper body. And then these you'll see are all very much core focused moves as well. So the next one here, we got a Renegade row. So if you're not familiar with Renegade rows, very much so core focused, even more core focused than lat focused, but they're just a good back builder, core builder, just a foundational core strength based movement. So I've got a leg, a pull, a push, another leg, and then one more thing after that. So Renegade rows are my second thing I would do if I just had dumbbells to train with for the rest of my life. So these, it's very important that you keep your hips stacked, all right? So when I do these, I'm gonna have my feet wider apart than my hands on the handles, all right? So here, squeeze that core, brace it, pull up one set at a time without doing this, right? Keep a nice flat spine, hips, and pull. So Renegade rows, again, are a really, really good core builder, obliques especially. So Renegade rows are definitely a close second to my top five moves I would do with just dumbbells. And again, these moves all require a different weight of dumbbell. Like squats, I can squat a 100-pound dumbbell just fine. Renegade rows, the heaviest I'll go with Renegade rows is like 60. Any heavier than 60, I get my form all out of whack. And so keep good form always, form over weight. Squat, Renegade row. Next is another pull movement, back to legs. So the third move I would do with just dumbbells, you guys do these all the time. They're very common movement for the posterior chain, hamstrings, glutes, low back, upper back, erectors, all of it. RDLs, the bread and butter, baby. So when you do these, RDLs are different than a deadlift. So when you do RDLs, keep your legs stiff, but not locked out. You know what I'm saying? These are a very common one to get form incorrect, or you might do more of a hinge of the knees than a hinge of the hips. All right, so when I do these, weight-wise, I'll usually go no heavier than like 80 pounds with RDLs, just because I don't really have a reason to go any heavier than that. So when I do these, I'm thinking about there being a door behind me and I'm shutting it with my butt. So here, when I do these, the weight's in front of my body, not to the side, in front of my body. I'm gonna close that door behind me, keep my neck in line with my spine, and back up. Never do this with your neck. Keep that neck in line with the spine always. A little half-second pause at the bottom. Come back up and squeeze your lats as well. And lock out the hips. RDLs. Really good posterior chain builder. Again, hamstrings, back, low back, core as well. RDLs are the third move I would do if I just had dumbbells to work with. The fourth move I would do with just dumbbells for the rest of my existence. This one might surprise you guys. This is one that's not very common at all, but a dumbbell Z-press. Now Z-press uses the shoulders primarily and the core. It's the push version of a Renegade row. All right, so when I do these, I'm going to sit on my butt with my legs straight, keep my torso upright. I'm gonna press one side at a time, right there. Now, they look easy on paper, but when you do them, they do get tougher, all right? So this is the easier way to do these, like this. Here, one side presses at a time. Again, very core focused, shoulders. This is a really good upper body builder. Now to make this harder, just press both sides at the same time. So here, keep a neutral grip. I never do this. I go here like this, neutral grip, and press both up. Right there. Again, keep that core nice and tight and braced. Dumbbell Z-press, I do these like probably 3 times a month, but just a really good upper body and core builder. So we got goblet squat, and I'm out of breath. Renegade row, RDL, Z-press, number 4. Number 5, shouldn't surprise you, but here we go. Number 5 is a push-up, believe it or not. So when I do these, I prefer to use them with dumbbells to create a deficit. Now, deficit is going to allow for more range of motion at the bottom, for more of a stretch in the pecs. So weight-wise does not matter because you're just using them for a, again, deficit. So what I do is just put my hands on the fat part of the weights, and I'll even go in a little bit close together to work more triceps as well. So here, when I do these, I'm thinking about going as low as I possibly can, keep my elbows in line, and press up, almost like a decline push-up in a way. Here, chest to floor, I got about, I don't know, 4 inches more range of motion at the bottom there. So push-ups, an easy number 5 to do. I do push-ups every single week, whether it's these with a band, a tempo push-up. Now with these you can modify and do things like a pulse push-up like this, where you'll go down, pulse up, and back up. Just has more ways of making more tension at the bottom. Here, and back through. All right, so guys, easy as that. 5 moves I would do if I just had dumbbells. Again, I would recommend highly getting adjustable dumbbells for sure. I've got a pretty small home gym. I've got like, I don't know, 8 square feet of gym space with my dumbbells, my ski erg, my sauna, that I'm getting actually a new sauna here pretty soon. So I'm pretty stoked about that. My treadmill right here. And that's about it. That's all I've got. Again, recap, goblet squat, Renegade row, RDL, Z-press, and push-up. I've always been very old school with my training. I never do anything new for the most part. Like, I've never like reinvented the wheel with anything. I've always stuck with old school movements because they work. And I've always been in love with dumbbells because they can be very versatile, like kettlebells can too. But in my opinion, dumbbells are more for, you know, bodybuilding and strength. Kettlebells are more for functionality and creating a more life transferable physique, if that makes any sense. But I love them both. I love using kettlebells just as much as I use dumbbells, but dumbbells are my babies. If you like those 5, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. And let me know if there's one thing of these 5 that you would change. So I'll see you guys in the next video.